Okay, hi everyone. This is Steamroller15, and we are going to continue from where we last were. You know, when my phone died on me. Let me just check to make sure my phone's power is good. Yeah, it's good. Okay, cool. All right. You, Professor Mikotoba, heck, even the judge and the prosecutor. You said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. If the trial keeps going on like this, I'm scared of how it might end. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said before the trial, I believe in you, Naruhodo. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And now, in spite of that, and yet, despite knowing that, you intend to betray my good faith? You're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? Huh? What? If the defendant is truly innocent, if the accused is in fact innocent, it's a defense attorney's duty to use any means necessary to prove it so. That a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. You have a duty to defend yourself. Are you going to abandon your duty? Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? Even worse, you'll give up the battle when it's only just begun? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense will continue to fight for an innocent verdict until the very end. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. The prosecution needs to stop stalling for time and just move on with the trial. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Go ahead, call this so-called decisive witness to the stand. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Very well. Indeed. Prosecutor Aochi, continue as you were. Prosecutor Aochi, please, continue with proceedings. Oh, how young and foolish you both are, to not know your place in this court. Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. They may call me a saint, but I am prepared to become a demon. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. Before long, in a few short moments from now, I shall have your impudent little mouths sealed. Permanently. That dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced. Forever. The prosecution will now call two witnesses to the stand. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Now, bailiff, bring in the prosecutor's witnesses. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Witnesses, please state your names and occupations to the court. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir! I am a proud soldier of the Empire. Sergeant Taiso I can't read that. Uzukumaru, sir. Taiso Uzukumaru, sir. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yesanosa, reporting for duty, sir. And again, they changed the names of these characters. Of certain characters, and these two are two of those characters. But anyway, this one is but a humbler peddler of time. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon. An antiquary, one who brings to the imperial capital the essence of curios from bygone eras. Owner of the Hollow Discard, owner of the Hollow Discard Emporium, on the corner of the capital's second block. And conducts my trade from Raste, a humble premises in the second district. Kyuryu Korikuta, at your service. Sanmon Sonohigurashi is my name. Sorry, the text boxes, like, the ratio of text boxes between the two translations is not the same. Like, that gets confusing. But anyway. An antique dealer and a soldier? What an odd combination. An antique dealer and a soldier? What an unusual pairing. These two were also in the restaurant on the day of the incident, Your Honor. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. So, this is the third group of customers the waiter was referring to earlier. They must be the diners at the other table that the waiter mentioned. This one spends a brief time each afternoon enjoying the aromatic coffee of Laquantos. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon. Oftentimes, this one also converses with connoisseurs interested in my treasures, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I have no idea what he's talking about. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. The old man owns an antique shop and appears to be regular at Laquantos. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. Or Carnival, whatever. He tries to sell his antiques to any customers who look like they would be interested. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. Many affluent socialites dine at that high-class Western establishment, after all. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Oh, I see. But, if I'm being honest... Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that soldier over there doesn't seem affluent enough to be buying much of anything. That sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. So, the two of you witnessed the very moment this heinous crime unfolded. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Is that correct? Sir, yes, sir! Affirmative! Oh, the insolence of such an atrocity! No detail evaded this soldier's watchful eyes. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war. Sir! Indeed! Without a doubt, that juvenile clad in somber black fired the lethal round. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. Nope, I don't understand this guy either. This man's as impossible to understand as the other. But, putting that aside, I think I heard a strange sound just now. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. And you'll find out what it is later. I see. These two are the so-called decisive witnesses. So this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. That soldier said he witnessed the very moment you shot the victim. That soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Huh? Yes. So, are you having fun yet? Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? Honestly, I'm not. If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Now, let us hear your testimony. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. Tell the court the truth of what you witnessed during the incident. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. As you wish! Sergeant Taiso Uzukumaru, reporting for duty. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to report, sir. Alas, this one does not wish to recall the deplorable events of that afternoon. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. what we witnessed. What the witnesses saw. I was at the restaurant, chatting with the old man as I ate my beefsteak. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. This one was boasting of a beautiful treasure enveloped in golden gleam. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. And then, the flash of a gunshot! That moment was burned into my eyes! At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged! I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. That black-clad student shot the British man. A sudden, cowardly shot from behind! The black-uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel! Meanwhile, this one crawled to the floor in search of a treasure gone missing. I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. That means... Sergeant, you must have witnessed the crime in its entirety! Well, so you, Sergeant Nosa, actually witnessed the vital moment! Everything, from when the accused took the pistol to when he shot the victim! You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Indeed! The despicable culprit was that delinquent of a student over there. Yes, sir! Affirmative, sir! That wicked university cadet, sir! The cruel and unforgivable enemy! I can't speak today, I'm sorry. Imagine the wretched boy who would shoot an Englishman at such a sensitive juncture. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. Wait, that's not true! I didn't shoot anyone! But this is ridiculous! I didn't shoot anyone! You sure about that, Naruhodo? Is that really true, Ryunosuke? All I did was pick up a pistol from the floor. Yes! All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After introducing myself to Dr. Watson, I went back to my table to finish my coffee. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, I decided to go home. As I made my way to the door, then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant. I saw a British-made pistol on the ground, next to where the doctor was sitting. When I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought that he might have accidentally dropped it, so I picked it up. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. But just as I was about to hand it to him, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang! Bang! If that's really what happened, then the true culprit is still at large. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And a clue to their identity rests within this testimony. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal was. Really? There is? Quickly, Naruhodo! Assert your right to conduct a cross-examination. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examination? Cross-examine? There's no time to waste. Do it now! Now then, as you just heard, Your Honor, as we have heard, Your Excellency, this testimony has conclusively proven the accused's guilt. There is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. The time has come to pass judgment on this despicable university student. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Indeed, there is no longer any room for doubt. Certainly, the testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Well then, the court hereby concludes... Sorry, probably should go back and read that. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of this It's like... But anyway. What was that? And what is this unbearable awkward silence? What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? No. The defense... the defense... demands the right to conduct that cross-examination thing. Demands its right to a cross-examination. Oh dear. Dear me. Dear me. What are you, a puppet? Are these your words or those of the man next to you? Let me guess. The Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. He got me. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is clearly a ploy to waste everyone's time. The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. One cannot expect such an inexperienced attorney to conduct a cross-examination. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination? Regardless, the defense has every right to make such a demand. The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. His experience, or lack thereof, matters not. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Asogi, that was amazing! Kazuma is so commanding. Very well. Very well. I hereby grant the defense's request to conduct a cross-examination. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Excellent. Now, the real battle begins. Alright, this is where the battle really begins, Ryunosuke. But I have no idea what to do in a cross-examination. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. It's simple. Expose the lies in their testimony. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witnesses' statements. Huh? How? You didn't fire that pistol. Therefore, someone must be lying. You didn't fire the gun, which means what that soldier said has to be a lie. That makes sense. Well, yes, but... The key to the truth rests within the evidence. It's just a case of proving it. And the key to doing that is evidence. The evidence. Right. Evidence. To expose their lies, you must strike them with a decisive piece of evidence. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Anyway, just try your best, Ace Attorney. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got it! Guess I have no choice but to go for it. Alright then. It's all or nothing. Cross-examination. Cross-examination. Okay, so let's go ahead and save here and here. Okay. What we witnessed, what the witnesses saw. Okay, so I'll just press every statement. I was at the restaurant, chatting with the old man as I ate my beefsteak. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Bref, actually, you know what, before I do that, let me just go ahead and read the end of I'll be right back. Okay, sorry. Okay, let me go back to the end of... I forgot. I'm going to read the end of the dialogue first. The end of the dialogue first. So, like, after you go through all the statements. Like, if you scroll to the end, I mean. So, let's do that. There we go. What do I do now? I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Listen closely, Naruhodo. Listen, Ryunosuke. Next, you must expose the lies within their testimony. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I see, but how exactly do I do that? I understand that. The question is, how? Like I said, the key to the truth rests within the evidence. Like I said before, the key to this is using the evidence that you've collected. During the testimony, you can touch the present button to review the evidence. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing R. Carefully compare the evidence to the contents of their testimony. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence and compare the facts. All the facts, sorry. You're sure to find some discrepancies. In court, these are called contradictions. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, an inconsistency. Contradictions? An inconsistency. Once you find the evidence that contradicts their testimony, when you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seem to contradict each other, present it to put them out of their misery. Present your evidence with X and rip the witnesses apart. Or witness apart, sorry. However, if you blindly throw out unrelated evidence, you'll be penalized. Just be careful, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. Receive too many penalties and the trial will end immediately with a guilty verdict. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart and you'll receive a guilty verdict. Got it? First, scrutinize the evidence. Then, find the contradictions in their testimony. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record and find an inconsistency with the witness's statement. Got it. I'll give it a try. Alright, I'll give it a try. Fortunately, you can listen to their testimony as many times as you like. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again, as many times as you like. Keep calm and hit him where it hurts, partner. So keep your head and be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. Okay. So, let's go ahead and... I already read this, so let's just go ahead and press him. What do you want? Hurry up and speak! Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I have no idea what to ask. I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask about anything that caught your interest. Just ask about anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you. Okay. In that case... Alright then. What kind of dish is this beefsteak? This beefsteak you mentioned. What kind of food is that? Gah! Whoa! Okay, wait. What did you say in the Capcom version? Okay. Tension! Ah! Okay. It is an exquisite cut of veal, grilled to perfection on an iron plate. Beefsteak is a delicious cut of veal, vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot. I see. Oh. It is the second most delicious dish in Western cuisine, after cutlets, of course. If food could receive medals of honor, beef steak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right! Now I understand. Let's move on to the next question. Right, I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. What kind of dish is this cutlets? This cutlet you mentioned. What kind of food is that? Sir! Whoa! Okay, so let's see. Alright. Tension! Ah! It is also an exquisite cut of veal, but colored in flour and gently fried in oil. Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. After you accept your guilt, repent in jail, and return to society, make that your first meal. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prison, try it! I see, that makes sense. Yes, sir, I will, sir. All the double, sir. Hey. Sorry to interrupt, but you should probably ask about something more relevant to the case. How about trying to stick to questions that are relevant to the case? Yeah, got it. Let me try that again. Oops, sorry. I'll do my best. Alright, one more question. So, next question. What is that wah sound I keep hearing? Oh, wait, did he? I didn't press anything for the Capcom version. Was it automatic? Or whatever. Is it just me, or do you keep hearing this sort of wah crying noise? Oh, okay. I see. Okay. That's weird. Okay. Ugh! Negative! Okay, I see. So like, okay, so the dialogue, the next line of dialogue automatically plays, but in slightly different points here. That's interesting. So, we've learned that the sergeant is a big fan of big cutlets. Well, at least we've learned that he's a big beef lover. Great work, detective. Affirmative. Who knew that asking questions could be so hard? It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. Okay, going back to the previous line of dialogue, I just need to comment on something. I love Scarlet Study's line here. Great work, detective. It's funny. Capcom's is good, but I like Scarlet's more here. But anyway. Yeah, so these two translations have their own strengths and weaknesses. Just something to keep in mind. If you're wondering which one is overall better, it's obviously Capcom's, but both are still good. This one was boasting of a beautiful treasure enveloped in golden gleam. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. Sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Why, a koban. A koban, boy. Koban? One of those ancient gold coins? A koban? You mean an old Edo coin? The previous day, that precious relic of the Hoei era came into my possession. The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoei period entered my possession. Before entering the restaurant, this one concealed it in my breast pocket. I took myself to the restaurant the following day, with said items secreted in my bosom pocket. This one brought it in hopes of encountering a connoisseur who would see its value, in the hope of an affluent cognition. What? I can't. Cognoscente. cognoscente? Whatever. In the hope of an affluent cognoscente, appraise of its indisputable value being present. Jesus Christ, this man. To me, he sounds even more convoluted in the Capcom version than in the Scarlet Study version. And in the Scarlet Study version, he already sounded like a like a textbook. No, sorry, thesaurus. That'd be a word to use. God damn, this man. It is really hard to read his lines. But of course, that's the point of his character. But anyway, in other words, you were trying to sell this Koban. Or Koban. Yeah, it should be Koban. You were trying to sell this Koban. So, you were hoping to sell your Koban coin? I assume you offered it to the sergeant, who you met at the restaurant? To Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant? Oh, please. It's obvious what you're hinting at. Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this boy. You're insinuating that a poor soldier like him can never afford that Koban. You were about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious Koban. Isn't that right? Isn't that so? Listen here, boy. You're already being tried for murder. You little upstart cadet. Now you wish to add blasphemy against the Imperial Army to your sins? You want to add You want to add disrespecting a superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Ugh! Ah! Blatant subordination. No, that's not what I meant! No, I didn't say anything! Though, he doesn't exactly seem rich. Although, penniless might be just the word I was looking for. Anyway, it was long past time for lunch. In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that of the midday luncheon. The only patron who appeared interested in what this one had to say, there remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business. Was this man right here, who was wrestling with a piece of grilled meat. The gentleman beside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect. Huh? I'm really sorry. Huh. I see. And then, the flash of a gunshot! That moment was burned into my eyes! At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Are you saying that you saw me and I read that in the wrong order? Whatever at this point. Exactly! It was you! It was definitely you! Affirmative! I saw you! You aimed your pistol at a British gentleman with a sinister grin on your face. Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English civilian. What? I didn't know such thing! But that's impossible! I only... If I may interject, there's something I wish to confirm. Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What is it, youngster? What's that, Private? In your testimony just now, thinking carefully about the statement you just made, it seems to me... It sounds like you turned toward the victim's table after you heard the gunshot. That it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over to the victim's table. And so what if it was? Is there a problem with that? And I read it in the wrong I read these in the wrong order again. Goddamn. If that's the case, well, if that really is the case, it means you didn't see the culprit pull the trigger at all. It would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. Yeah! And also, and double R! I could sense it. My sixth sense. Sense what? Sorry? Oh, sorry. I could sense the aura of murderous intent you were emitting. My sixth sense of danger. I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. And then, just before the pistol went off, I saw you standing right there. Which means, a split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet. Is not even possible? Surely that's not really possible, is it? Do you think I could have become a great sergeant were I not capable of such a feat? Do you think I'd have got where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? It appears that, well, the sergeant truly believes he caught you red-handed. It would seem the soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. That's not good. This is not good. Okay, so let me go ahead and skip to the end here. Because I think you could, I think there's slightly different dialogue. Let me check. Okay. I think there's slightly different dialogue here. Or maybe not. I don't even remember. Oh. Okay, no, never mind. The dialogue isn't different. Okay, sorry. Just skip through all this shit. Okay. Okay. Wait, what's this one? Okay. So let me go ahead and press this one. Who's this black-clad student you speak of? So this black uniformed university cadet, you're saying that was... Yeah! Ah! There's no point in playing dumb, kid. I've had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else could it be, other than you? Who else do you see around here in black uniform, Well, I mean... right? It's like... Well, there's another black-clad student standing right next to me. Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but... Yes, it was you. It was definitely you. It was you, you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm on that man. You bring shame to our great nation. How dare you shoot a man in the back? From behind his back, and you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Nippon. You disgust me. What's wrong, Naruhodo? What is it, Ryunosuke? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm not quite sure. Something about what the sergeant just said feels off. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, go ahead and review the information in the court record. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. If you find a discrepancy, don't hold back. If you find an inconsistency in there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the contradictory evidence right in that sergeant's face. Present the evidence to the court. Thrust it in the witness's face and make him choke on it. God damn, Kazuma sounds even more brutal in the Capcom version sometimes. And sometimes he sounds more brutal in the Scarlet Study version. Okay, let's go ahead and... Okay, press this one. Oh shit, I forgot to read the line. Haha. Let me just go back and do that. Okay. Meanwhile, this one crawled to the floor in search of a treasure gone missing. I was on my hands and knees, investigating the whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. Okay. Sorry, what was that? You were on the floor? On your hands and knees? Could you explain that, please? Yes, this one was crawling about in search of a lost item. That's right, spurting the arthritis I was, in order to retrieve the lost piece. What was it that you lost? What lost piece are you referring to? A koban! A precious coin from the Hoei era! The koban, of course! The exquisite Hoei era koban coin! On that day, this one was showing it off to the soldier as he cut his meat. I had just been showing the rare treasure to the military man as he masticated his meal. But the moment this one looked away, the koban disappeared! After averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, it was there no more! It simply vanished! The koban disappeared? The koban vanished? Precisely, as this one searched the floor, wondering if it had fallen somewhere. Hence, I began to acquaint myself with the intricacies of the floor in order to locate it. I don't know why I find that line so funny. And then it happened. A gunshot rang out from nearby, right? You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed! Yet this one was unfazed by the commotion. None other than, though was no concern of mine. Unrelenting in my quest, I kept my attention glued to the floor. I was frantically scouring the floor for the aforementioned lost treasure. Let me get this straight. So, in fact, you didn't actually witness the moment the pistol was fired? You didn't actually witness the precise moment when the incident occurred? That would be correct. Indeed, myself, I did not. Okay, so I already know what evidence you're supposed to show here. So I'm just gonna skip that shit. Okay, so this is the part that we need to contest would be a better word. Okay. So the sergeant says that the defendant shot the victim from the back, but it says here that he was shot from the front. And you can even see this in the photo, so bullshit! Well, what in the world was that? What were you playing at, cadet? This photograph came flying at me out of nowhere. What does it mean of the subordination? Thrusting some photographic print in my mustache? It's a contradiction. Inconsistency, sir. Yeah, this must be one of those contradiction things. I mean, yes, there's a clear inconsistency here. Are you in your right mind? What nonsense. What, pray tell, is so contradictory about this photograph? What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? You know, it's... well, obviously, that... I know what I have to say, but I can't seem to find the words! I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth! Let us end this charade, Your Honor. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency. Our Supreme Court has no room for amateur attorneys like you. That there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. Ugh, what a pain. Ugh, this is so frustrating! Hold your horses. Oh, please. You can't be serious. Do you really need an explanation for something like this? Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. This is the Supreme Court, for goodness sake. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Asogi? Kazuma, what? What did you say? What are you talking about? Maybe if you just shut up and take a look at the photograph, you'd notice too. Oh shit. It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic prints presented by the defense. The sergeant's testimony contradicts the evidence. That there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. Huh? What? Sergeant Uzukumaru. Sergeant Yasanosa. What is it? Yes, sir. What, sir? During your testimony earlier, you said the following. The statement you just made was this. That black-clad student shot the British man. A sudden cowardly shot from behind. The black-uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back the cowardly little weasel. That's right. I swear by my own two eyes, I witnessed the very act. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir. But that doesn't make any sense. But no, that just can't be. What do you mean? And why not, cadet? Because, you know... Because... Hey, Asogi, a little help, please? Because... Sure. Take another good look at this photograph. Take a close look at the prints. The victim, Dr. Watson, died after being shot in the chest. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your testimony, the victim was shot from behind. Sergeant, according to your witness statement. However, the fact remains that he was shot from the front. The culprit shot the victim from behind. Explain yourself. I'm waiting. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? What the heck was that? What the... Something tried to pop out of his knapsack, but he pushed it back down. What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Indeed, this is an obvious contradiction. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Care to explain, Sergeant Uzukumaru? Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, it's all coming back to me now. Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. When the gunshot rang out, my eyes... Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were actually fixed on LaQuantos' signature beefsteak. Firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak, sir. Carnival, right? Whatever. Surely you jest! What?! The sergeant's testimony just now has made one thing abundantly clear. The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Taizo Uzukumaru, soldier of the Empire. This witness, Sergeant Yesanosa, did not see the moment in which the defendant supposedly fired the pistol. Did not see the defendant firing the gun at all. This is absurd! That's absurd. Come on, surely you understand. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. Our Supreme Court has no room for amateur prosecutors like you. Oh, shit. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Oh, shit. No. No! Okay, what do you say in the Capcom version? I know I didn't pronounce it perfectly, but whatever. Whatever. Okay. He flipped the mood of the courtroom with just a few words. There's been a complete turnabout in the mood of this trial. Just from that one discrepancy. So this is the power of a defense attorney. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. But I really did see it. But I definitely saw him. That cowardly student pointed the pistol right at the victim's defenseless back. That university cadet there, he was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. Even if I did, I didn't fire it. But I never fired the gun! All I did was pick it off the floor. Pick it up off the floor. All I did was pick it up off the floor. Oh wow, it's the same here. Old man, perhaps you witnessed something that could shed some light on this. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. My previous statement still stands. Myself, I have already been quite clear. I crept under the table and heard a sharp gunshot shortly thereafter. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. I see. So you were looking for your lost Koban then? Oh yes, you were looking for your Koban coin, weren't you? Koban? Well, whatever. Yes I was! It is like a pearl of great price, a Koban from the Hoei era. Indeed, the prized Hoei era Koban. I'm sorry, the prized Hoei era Koban. Believing it to have fallen someplace, this one scoured the floor. That's when... Hunting around under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. A gunshot echoed through the restaurant, right? I did read the last line, right? Okay, yeah. Okay, sorry. A gunshot echoed through the restaurant, right? You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed. Nevertheless, this one resumed the search for that relic of the Hoei era. Oh shit. I just skipped the line. Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoei treasure. Every fiber of my being was in a frenzy. Nothing could distract me. By the way, out of interest, did you ever find that Koban? Did you find the coin in the end? Alas, this one did not. No. Interesting. I see. On that day, this one carelessly misplaced that fine Hoei Koban. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. That lamentable day, the precious Hoei Koban was lost to me. Or perhaps it was stolen by some unscrupulous individual? Uh-oh. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. Oh? As you are all aware, as I am sure everyone present is aware, time is of the essence in today's proceedings. This case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government must report back to the British Empire by this afternoon. Our government has promised to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. But the latest testimony is far from conclusive. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how far our government is willing to bow down to the Brits, no matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British, I cannot allow your honor to pass a verdict just yet. It would be unforgivable to deliver... I can't speak today. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What say you, Prosecutor Aochi? What is your opinion? What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi? Worry not, Your Excellency. Rest assured, Your Honor. The defendant may have fled the tiger at the front gate, but he will find the wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimony to make. These witnesses still have more to testify about. Could you elaborate? Explain. Oh, trust me, it will all become clear with the next testimony, Your Honor. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear. Let's just say that there is only one person who could be the murderer. That there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. And it is none other than that accursed student, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, the equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? What? Looks like you've incurred his wrath. He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court shall ask both witnesses to retake the stand. Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. This time, you must establish a firm basis for the defendant's guilt. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Understood? Is that clear? This one vows to make every word count. As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Or Kiriko, whatever. As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Affirmative! Sergeant Taizo Zukumaru, reporting for duty once again! Yes, sir! At once, sir! Awaiting signals to testify, sir! Sir, there's someone peeking out from behind you. Excuse me, but there's something, or someone, peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Everyone, meet the Zukumaru family's last hope, Kuromaru! Affirmative! The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Aido. Guess you couldn't afford a babysitter. It would seem those... It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. I love this wordplay from Capcom. Take a good look, my dear son. Aido! Tension! Father is about to thwart evil right this instant. Watch closely. Your father is about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. My bad. Okay. And whatever, that's okay. Alright, I'm going to stop here because I kind of don't feel like going. I feel like this has gone on long enough. I feel like I was going to structure it to where like I would just be, it would be like only 2 videos at most for each trial, but that's just too fucking long for one video, so I'm just going to save this. Okay. Alright. Identifying, let's see, witness testimony, identifying the true culprit. Witness testimony, the true culprit. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm just going to stop here and we shall continue another time. I'm trying to get these done as fast as I can, but this game is pretty long and I'm reading 2 different translations, so yeah. Anyway. But I'll do more later. Alright. Well, that'll be it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Next time we will start from that point and do some more. Ace Attorney, do some more Ace Attorney. But thank you all so much for watching. I'm TeamRiddler15, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye.